It was the enemy's attack that accelerated them into their purpose. See, that's why you don't have to worry about what the enemy brings against you, because God has already seen it and engrafted it into his plan. When people persecute you, Joseph, when they place you in a pit, be encouraged, because God has paved your road to the palace straight through the pit. When you're the victim of betrayal, don't sweat it, because Judas's betrayal is going to take you from the garden to the cross. The cross represents your destiny, and you can't fulfill your destiny in the garden. So that person who betrayed you just placed you into position to fulfill your purpose. You would think the enemy would have given up by now, because everything he brings to destroy you only builds you up. When he tries to weaken you, he only makes you stronger. When he tries to take from you, he only equips you to do what God has called you to do. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. It didn't say no weapon would come. It said no weapon would prosper. Why don't it prosper, Pastor? It don't prosper because God has already seen it and made a plan that includes it, so that no matter what weapon the enemy utilizes against you, God has already formulated his plan to include the enemy's attack, so the attack just accelerates you into what God truly has for you. Don't worry about the attack, because God's going to use it to promote you. He's going to use this to promote you. He's going to use it to promote you. He's going to use it to promote you. Let me show you what I'm saying. In the Old Testament, God told Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job?" It was God that brought Job's name into the conversation. Now, why would God set his servant up to be attacked? He knew that what Satan brought was only going to make Job better. God's plan goes straight through the problem. God's plan goes straight through the problem. God's plan goes straight through the problem. You need to understand that, lest you run up on a problem and think God's plan is no longer relevant. You need to rehearse and remind yourself that no matter what you run up against, God's already seen it and engrafted it into his plan. Every problem you ever experience, every problem you ever encounter, every problem that you'll ever face throughout the course of your life, God has already premeditated a plan to go straight through that problem on your way to your purpose. Your destiny goes straight through destruction. Your prosperity goes straight through poverty. You don't got to worry about it. Just fold your arms, sit back and smile, rest in the Lord, because God has got this. The more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied. You know what happens. The more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. Now, you're not going to shout on this next part. You're not going to dance on this next part, but I need to teach you this to give you a wide panoramic view of what I'm trying to show you. God allowed affliction in order to accelerate growth. Your increase has to come through tribulation, because faith has no way to be tried in comfort. The Bible says the trying of your faith worketh patience. Patience, experience, and experience hope. And the very essence of faith is the substance of things hoped for. Therefore, when your flesh gets uncomfortable, your faith gets tried. Your faith isn't tried in abundance. Your faith is tried in lack, rough times, dark days, difficult moments. Your faith isn't tried when everything's going your way. Your faith is tried when you're forced to make it on less, sitting in the house with no electricity, eating green beans straight out of the can, talking about, though he slay me, yet shall I trust in him. Your faith is tried when you're laying hands on your broke down, beat up car, reciting Psalms 37:5, commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. It's the trying of your faith that brings increase into your life. So the pain you feel is necessary because it gives birth to purpose. The pain is preparing you for your place. Look unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. He endured the cross because of what it was bringing him into. The hell that you're going through is actually producing some heavenly characteristics. Greatness is coming forth out of your grievous time. You have to get through this difficult season because of what it's producing in your life. The Bible says, now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyful. No chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Paul commanded Timothy to endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. He gave Timothy this commandment because he knew that we all have to get through what we're going through because of what it's bringing us into. I'm telling you, the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing to the glory that is going to be revealed in you. I feel in my spirit right now that I need to tell somebody to endure. Endure the pain of the moment. Endure the season of lack. Endure the persecution. Endure the uncertainty. Endure the attack. Endure the sickness. Don't back down. Move forward. Don't give in. Keep going. Don't let it beat you. Overcome. No matter what you're going through, endure, endure, endure. No matter how exhausted you are, endure, and no matter how weak you are, endure, endure. No matter what you're up against, endure, endure. No matter what the enemy has said, endure, endure. No matter how many bills are on your countertop, endure, endure. No matter how much they're coming to take you out, no matter how many people are talking about you, no matter how many people are persecuting you, no matter how many people are gossiping, endure, endure, endure. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it feels like. I don't care what it seems like. Endure, endure. Close your eyes if you have to and walk by faith and not by sight. Endure, endure, endure. If the car breaks down, walk. If the house burns down, get an apartment. Endure, endure, endure. No matter what you're going through, don't let it beat you. Endure, endure.